my 13 here this afternoon. Then I get on a plane and I go to Arkansas. And I have a family for 2 hours that I got to build some trust. And then I go to Dallas tonight. And that's where I finish up. And you know what? When I sit on the bed tonight, put my feet on the ground, I'm going to say, man, this was a great day. Because it's what I try to get my players to do. Can I get them convinced to love working to exhaustion? But that's not the only thing. Can I get them to work for each other? Can you work for the other people within your organization? It's amazing what gets done when no one cares who gets the credit. It's amazing what gets done when no one cares who gets the credit. But can you work for each other? My greatest thrill in coaching, by far, was when I was a young coach at the University of Kansas working for Larry Brown. We recruited a young man named Cedric Hunter from Omaha, Nebraska, to be a point guard, but he wasn't a true point guard. So I worked with him every day. Now you have to understand, I worked at the training meeting. It's how I ate. I was the 6th assistant. Would you like peas or corn? Corn? Great. Hey, we'll work on shooting tonight when I get to the gym. Okay, great. Would you like peas or corn? Greatest time of my life. I had no worries. So every day I'd work with Cedric Hunter, and I gave him a move. Anybody basketball players in there? Raise your hand if you're a basketball player. All right, you've seen this move then. The guy's coming at him, and he acts like he's crossing over, and he fakes a crossover and goes the other way. An inside out, they call it. Well, I taught him this move, and he loved it. So then we did a little crossover from it. Inside out, we crossed over, go the other way. He loved it. He picked up things so fast. Well, we're getting ready to play Kansas State. Kansas State. We're getting ready to play Kansas State. The day before the game, I say, hey, I got one thing I want to show you. When you beat your man inside out, now your man is beat. I want you to ball fake to the corner man, and you're going to get a layup. So we worked on it. He got it down. I said, listen, do not use this tonight. You use this tonight and you fall on yourself, or you walk, or I'm in trouble here, so don't. He gets in the game right before half in front of 18,000. Inside out, he breaks his man down. He ball fakes to a kid named Ronnie Kellogg, who absolutely shot the ball every time he touched it, so it was a good ball fake. Shot the layup uncontested. 18,000 people went crazy. The greatest thrill I've had is he ran by me and pointed to me. Today, it puts goosebumps on me. The greatest thrill. Can you work for each other? Can you get great enjoyment out of what other people are doing? If you want to be a team. Can you believe? Can you have blind faith, which is the third thing I have to teach? You know how blind faith starts? Trust. You have to build trust. When I recruit these players, I do not promise them they'll start. I do not promise them how many minutes they'll play. I do not promise them how many shots they'll make or take. I tell them it's going to be hard. It's Kentucky. This is the hardest place you can go. But I make commitments about how we'll work for them, how we will not hold them back. Undersell, over-deliver. That builds trust. To believe, truly believe, we all got to go back to where we thought when we were 12 years old. Can you think like you did when you were 12? Can you get yourself in that frame of mind? I'll give you an example. I used to watch my nephew play baseball, Matthew. I'd go out, Matt would be in Little League. He was in right field. Right field. You laugh because some of your sons played right field. That means everybody got a position and they stuck Matt in right field. The kid was the greatest. The ball would go to the fence. He'd throw it to the wrong guy. If he was batting up there, swing, swing! And he'd wait till it hit the mid. And I'm like, oh my goodness. I'm 20 minutes late. 20 minutes late. I walk out to the fence. It's still in the first inning. Thought the game started late. I look, I said, Matt, what's the score? And he's down in his stance and he looks at me and he says, 17-0, Uncle John. Think about it. Mercy rule. I was like, you know, how do you encourage? What do you say? He looks back at me and says, but we haven't been up yet. Can you think like a 12-year-old, like you used to think? There's a door. I'm over it, I'm under it, I'm through it. It's not stopping me. I'm going to shift a little bit now to the adversity of this. Times are tough. Everywhere. Times are tough. But let me say one thing to everyone here. I'm betting on America. I'm betting on the United States. I don't know if you are, but I am. One thing I got to tell you. If you think you're going through life in business or your personal life and you're not going to have adversity, let me tell you, you must be 12 at this point. It is not, will adversity hit? It's how will I deal with the adversity that hits? Whatever issue you're going through right now, because you're here, you want something to walk away from. Whatever adversity you're being hit with, I promise you, minimum of 1 million people are going through the same thing. 1 million! Then it becomes, of those 1 million people who are going through what I'm going through, who will deal with it the best? I had an unbelievable phone call. Any golfers here? Okay, you hear of Bob Rotella? Sports psychologist, great friend of mine. He called me this season. Everybody were you ecstatic that we went to a Final Four? Alright, now, how ecstatic were you when we lost 6 league road games? You weren't so ecstatic. We lost 6 road games. We couldn't win a road game. Bob Rotella calls me and said, Cal, at this point in the season, every team is tired and every team has problems. Whichever coach deals with them the best will be the last man standing. Every team has problems. Every team is tired. And I woke up every morning and I would put my feet on the floor and say, thank you, Lord, for this day. And I know my team is tired and they have problems, and I'm going to be the best coach dealing with those things. Every day. And guess what? We were the last man standing. Now let me say this to you. I started greeting coaches this way. I'd go up to the coach. Coach, how are you? In my mind, I hope your problems are worse than my problems. Let me ask you this. Can you stay positive? You got hit, you got knocked down right now, you may be, can you stay positive? Are you a repellent or are you a magnet? When you're struggling, you need to be a magnet. You know what the greatest thing about cell phones are? You know who's calling. Cell phone, you know who's calling. Bill calls. Hey, Bill. And all of a sudden, he starts. Everybody's this thing, this okay, this country, this president, this Congress, this, the people, my preacher, this is. And after about 15 minutes, you're like, oh. And you're trying for a downwind to get off the phone with Bill. Like, okay, I gotta go. Bill, okay, Bill, all right, bye. Oh. Now, Bill calls you tomorrow. Boom, Bill. My daughter calls it the eat poop button. Boop.